So we just got set up for the latest episode of, I don't know, the first or second episode of Bitcoin for Introverts. We got to get the lighting right for Maureen.
Yes, apparently I need more.
So we're taking a quick break to talk about the latest and greatest in blockchain, cryptocurrency, and emerging technologies, as well as rules and regulations and policy. So let's put Maureen on the hot seat. And also just thank you all for joining us, and feel free to share this link so other people can join our Bitcoin for Introverts Q2 conference.
Okay. Right.
What is the latest, greatest breaking thing in the blockchain, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin space?
I think the most recent thing is that the SEC released this framework on how they would treat cryptocurrencies. But I hate to be the one to bust anyone's bubble, but it didn't say anything much different than what we kind of already knew the SEC's position is. I mean, would you agree?
There's a thing called the Howey test.
Yeah.
Get a consultation with Maureen. She'll explain it to you in 10 seconds or less. That says, follow these rules because we're the SEC, or we're going to freeze your accounts and make your life difficult. Is that a pretty good summary?
That's not how I would summarize it, but I would also, I guess I'll add to it that yes, follow these rules and keep in mind that the rules may change.
That's right. However, coming out of Europe, there was some really interesting and great news out of the EU. So in the EU last week, they passed a law, or rather they passed regulations that say that startups and entrepreneurs in Europe can raise up to 8 million pounds.
Oh, via crowdfunding?
Yes, via crowdfunding. Euros, 8 million euros, which is almost dollar for dollar. And so that's really cool, and it's exciting news for the folks of Europe and those businesses that are based in Europe. So I'll be in Dubai next week, and we'll be meeting with lots of folks from Lithuania, Poland, and Ireland to talk about these opportunities for them to raise more startup capital than we can here in the U.S. Because unfortunately, we're still limited to $1,070,000 underneath the Jobs Act.
Right, that's just for retail investors, right? So if you're not a retail, if you're a high net worth individual, then you obviously can raise a lot more. But in Europe, as you know, crowdfunding and peer-to-peer lending is nothing new. So them being able to raise a lot more than before is great.
Absolutely. So we do have some legislation in the work to raise the limits here in the U.S., actually to redefine what is an accredited or sophisticated investor, as well as to raise the Reg CF, the regulation crowdfunding limit from $1,070,000 to $5 million. So knock on wood.
Right.
Hopefully that we'll get through this year. Everyone's gonna have to knock on wood.
Right.
But follow along at the Crowdfunding Professionals Association. That's cfpa.org for more information on that.
Yeah, I mean, looking forward to it, because I remember when they were talking about raising it before, they raised everything by 7 whole percent, right? That's how you got the 7 or the 1,070,000, because initially it was just 1 million even. So hopefully they do a little bit more than a few percentage points.
Absolutely. So the Howey test is still in effect. I'm going to quiz Maureen on my favorite topic, stable coins.
Okay. Let me just say one thing about the Howey test, about it being still in effect. It is a 1946 Supreme Court case. It has not been overruled. So until that's the case, then it will remain in effect, right?
Yes, that is true.
So, and if they could find ways to apply that test, right, this Orange Grove that was in Florida and met the requirements for an investment contract, if they could apply that to a cryptocurrency, a line of code that people are trading on exchanges, I mean, a reach or no reach, I think that the Howey test has staying power, if you will.
Yes.
So, stable coins. Joy, oh joy. What is a stable coin?
What is a stable coin? I don't even know. I don't even know. Fun fact though, if the most valuable currency in the world is the
I don't know.
Kuwaiti dollar.
Oh, okay. I should know that. Yeah. So I should know that. Yes.
So the Kuwaiti dollar is $3 US equals 1 Kuwaiti dollar. or to put it differently, if you have one Kuwaiti dollar, it's equal to 3 US dollars. So we often think that the US dollar is so valuable, but it's like Kuwaiti, Omani, Jordanian, Bahraini. I found this out the hard way in Bahrain when I was paying for $10. Things were 10 Bahraini dollars, and I was like just paying for it.
Thinking it was cheap.
Thinking it was cheap.
Right.
So it's $2.65 US equals 1 Bahraini dollar. So I found that out the hard way. That was rather funny. So always feel free to pay me either in Kuwaiti or Kuwaiti dollars or Bahraini dinars. I'm happy with those. But going back to stablecoin, what makes a stablecoin stable? I have absolutely no idea.
I mean, the position is the stablecoin is pegged to a stable asset or stable medium of exchange, which would, and at least the ones that are operating now, they're pegged to the value of a dollar or a euro or something like that.
If you didn't know, the value of the dollar fluctuates a lot.
Yes, and it's been on the decline for some time, and
Since
even the euro.
1913.
Yes, and even the euro is, has its moments, right? Especially with the things that are going on with Brexit and all that. So
Brexit
I
got
don't know
pushed
how.
back.
Yes.
So October 31st, in case anyone's wondering, it will be Goons and Goblins in Dublin on that day. We'll see you there.
but all that to say that, is it really stable if you're pegging it to something that's not stable, that's on the decline? I mean, we don't see it in our face, but we can tell based on like inflation and things like that, the value of the dollar is just not the same.
Your rent goes up because the value of the dollar is declining. If you doubt your rent goes up, you probably still live at home with your parents because you can't afford your own rent because the rent is so damn high. That's inflation in a nutshell.
Okay. Yes. I think most people might agree with some form of that. And then the other thing is that there's this idea that if you have this medium of exchange, if you have this stable coin, maybe that, I think that the position is that if you have this stable coin, maybe mass adoption of cryptocurrencies will move quicker. And I'm not certain if that's the case, because in many instances, when I hear someone is offering a stable coin, my next question is, why not just use a dollar?
That's a good point.
But I know that there are instances where, especially in the banking sector, where maybe using stablecoin makes sense. But that doesn't make sense for the average person, right? Because I still can't pay my bills with that stablecoin.
So my premise of the stablecoin is more accurately called a pegged currency, because you are pegging it to the value of some underlying asset, which is not always a good thing. Secondly, if you're in the banking and financial institutions, your stable coin is actually just a new accounting bean. So I'm giving her 20 JP Morgan coins, and at the end of the month we've been trading JP Morgan beans, and then we settle in cash. So that's just a different type of a digital abacus. So there are some use cases for it. However, they're very limited. I wouldn't call it a stable coin. I would call it a accounting system, which it more accurately is. And for normal people who are speculating on it, you have zero use cases for an internal accounting system or mechanism. So don't believe all the hype.
Yeah, and I would even say, like, the stable coins, even though it's pegged to the dollar, sometimes the stable coins are quote unquote worth more than a dollar, right? It can go up or down, so it does fluctuate a little bit.
It sounds like a securities to me, but that's another conversation.
Well, yeah, we won't have that today. We don't want to keep y'all for too long.
I'm getting all choked up just thinking about it.
Okay. Take your 7 sips of water. You'll be fine. But yeah, so
finally want to wrap up.
Okay.
I'll be in Miami at the
Ascendant Conference.
Ascendant Compliance Conference. So I'm super excited to talk about the intersection of compliance and blockchain, as well as my other favorite topic, cannabis. So we'll be talking about that there. And then following that, I'll be in Dubai at the World Blockchain STO Summit to talk about securitized token offerings and how there's some form of crowdfunding.
Okay. Well, I'll be around. I'll be in DC all month. I guess fortunately. I won't say unfortunately. So I plan to go to the event at George Washington that Sean Mannion is putting on.
Sean Mannion is having a secret blockchain and healthcare event.
Yeah,
April
I think it's
27th
invitation only, right?
At George, where is it?
George Washington.
At George Washington. I'll put the link below so you guys can attend.
Okay, well, if it's a secret, I hope you can share that.
If they've watched 10 minutes of us talking, they deserve to be invited.
I guess if they stay to the end, yeah.
That's right.
Okay. But that's about all that I have coming up. There may be some opportunities at the end of May and June, but we'll wait to announce those.
That's right. Someone also secretly wrote a book.
Oh, that's another announcement that we need to make soon, but still stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that.
It's a book on crowdfunding.
A
Stay
workbook.
tuned for now. A workbook is different than a book.
Yes.
It's only
Should be interactive.
It's only got 6,582 words, but each word is worth at least $5 or $6 a pop. So we look forward to rolling that out to you so you can buy that and start your crowdfunding or startup capital raising activities if you need. You have the final word.
Stay tuned for the book, and thank you, like as Samson said earlier, thank you for keeping up with us in our Bitcoin for Introverts series here and there. And if you want to follow me, I hope you do. I am at Crowdy Advisors on Instagram, Twitter. I also have a Crowdy Advisors page on Facebook. And my email is maureen@crowdyadvisors.com.
Brilliant. Follow me at Crowdy Advisors as well because I'm stalking her. See you guys later.
All right, bye.